Directed by Kelly Reichardt, First Cow is a rich in detail, sometimes slow-moving, but ultimately beautifully affecting film based on The Half-Life, a novel by Jonathan Raymond. He and Kelly Reichardt collaborated on the script, and together they stripped down story elements while combining characters. They kept the modern-day set prelude with Alia Shawkat in a wordless cameo, but unlike the book, the film doesn't return to it at the end.
History isn't here yet. It's coming, but we got here early this time. Maybe this time we can be ready for it. We can take it on our own terms.
The movie tells the story of two friends, Cookie, played by John Magaro, and King Lou, portrayed by Orion Lee, as they try to make it in pre-Civil War Oregon country. Cookie is a timid chef working for a group of aggressive, some might say obnoxious fur trappers. They don't treat Cookie very well, and it's clear from the start he's not really one of them. However, one night he has a run-in with a Chinese immigrant named King Lou. King is on the run after killing a man, and Cookie offers him a place to hide out for the night. The next day, King leaves, and although it might seem like the end of their story, it's really just the start of their friendship. They later reunite, and as they get to know one another, they quickly realize they're kindred spirits, two men out of place and out of time. They share their dreams and ambitions, and when Cookie learns that a wealthy man owns a cow, the first in the region, they see an opportunity. They decide to sneak onto the man's property. Cookie milks the cow, while King keeps a lookout from the tree. Their milk heist is successful, and they get enough milk to bake a batch of biscuits. Although Cookie isn't pleased with the results, King assures them that it's better than anything else available. He also convinces Cookie that they could make money selling them. When they take their biscuits to the market, they become an instant hit. In fact, they become so popular that within days, people start lining up to buy them. However, their biscuits also catch the attention of the very man whose cow they've been milking. When they're invited to bake a dessert for a meeting the man is holding, it doesn't take long for things to get uncomfortable. The man points out that despite the high-quality breed of his cow, he can't seem to get a lot of milk from her. This understandably makes Cookie and King nervous, but things only get worse when the man shows him the cow, who recognizes and embraces Cookie. Sensing the danger, Cookie suggests that they end their business and move on, but King convinces Cookie to go on one last milk heist, and not surprisingly, things don't go as planned. It's a quiet, small movie, and it might sound like not much happens, but the seemingly inconsequential story is packed with ideas big and small, just bursting at the seams. The film packs in thoughtful messages and delivers them subtly, rather than beating viewers over the head with them. Although it starts out slowly, some might say methodically, it eventually builds to a gorgeous crescendo that rewards patient viewers. Because we live in a time with constant and instant media gratification, First Cow's deliberate pacing might seem off-putting to some, but the fact that it takes its time to really get going makes it all the more rewarding when the movie fires on all cylinders. Once Cookie and King leave the trappers behind, it really feels like the movie has found its footing. From the moment the two men reunite, in the area's seemingly only watering hole, First Cow becomes mesmerizing. It grabs your attention and doesn't let go. What follows is a sweet, beautifully acted film about friendship and two guys trying desperately to make a place in a harsh world where the chips are undeniably stacked against them. And although it's a very specific story, like all great art, it speaks to larger, universal truths. It's a rich text on social class, what it's like to be poor, and what it takes to survive. The film examines the mirage we call the American dream, and why people spend their lives chasing a slice of the proverbial pie, even when it seems so futile. Anyone who's ever aspired to be an artist or a writer, or really anything, knows how hard and unlikely it is to succeed, but also why we pursue it anyway. The movie also offers astute commentary on the nature of American enterprise. It's popular to romanticize the idea of the American frontier as a time of endless possibility, but First Cow shows us that even then, there were strict casts in place. Watching Cookie work a job he doesn't like for people who don't appreciate him doesn't seem so different than the daily grind so many people find themselves in, even now. The movie also gives us a glimpse at the contradictions that make up life. The titular cow is brought to the new land and paraded as a sign of wealth. However, she also represents the arrival of the domesticated into the wild world of the new frontier. Like Cookie and King's relationship, it's a fragile, innocent flower trying to thrive in a harsh, often cruel environment. And like all of Kelly Reichardt's work, First Cow is rich in detail. The costuming and set design were impeccable. Everything looked real and timely. You can't help but feel that even the mud, often covering the characters' clothes, received a lot of time and consideration. The minimalist approach to sound is also impressive. It's not often that you feel that the silence in a film plays such an important role. The music and sound effects are minimal, and the result is stunning. You really feel like you're alone with these two characters, somewhere far away from the din of 21st century modern civilization, and it really is something. The film also finds a unique way to frame the beauty of nature. It doesn't film it in wide angles, but instead close, almost claustrophobic shots. It evokes beauty, but also an imposing sense of danger. It really gives you a sense of how small we are. And the movie also offers excellent performances all around, but especially from the two leads. And it was genuinely great to see Renee Auberjonois one last time. Like many great films, First Cow is hard to pin a label on. It can feel like a buddy comedy with shades of a capered genre film, an allegory for capitalism, and a sweet reminder of the importance of companionship, especially in the face of the often harsh realities of the world. And at the center of the film is a genuinely heartwarming connection. The slow pacing might be off-putting to some, but like Cookie's biscuits, a little patience results in a delightful treat.